Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah,
This is a statement to appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement, yeah. There's no replacement for persistence, it's a patience, yeah. In this life, I wanna be soaring, to feel sun inside when it's pouring, and I'll fight till anxiety is foreign. I'm so sick of my mind's extortion.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be.
Life's a ride, so let's make it count. Cherish every moment, that's what it's about. Tune in together, we're building our groove. Every beat, every laugh, we're ready to move. A little laughter, some love, we're soaring high. Every single episode, reaching for the sky. News on the airwaves, spreading good vibes. Friends together, watch how our spirits rise. Kick back, unwind, leave the troubles behind. This podcast is gold, the treasure you'll find. With every word, we'll light up your day. Join the conversation, let's laugh all the way. A little laughter, some love, we're soaring high. Every single episode, reaching for the sky. News on the airwaves, spreading good vibes. Friends together, watch how our spirits rise. Kick back, unwind, leave your troubles behind. This podcast is gold, a treasure you find. Life's a ride, so let's...
What up, what up, what up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the cafe. It's great to see you today. I hope you're all having an amazing start to your Wednesday. Today is hearing day in Idaho. Today, guys, we're running a real quick, typical, normal morning show, and then we'll be coming right back and coming to you live for the Brian Koberger Idaho 4 hearing today. So let's get this morning show out of the way, see what else is going on in the world before we get to that, and that takes up the rest of today. So thank you guys for joining us. God bless. I appreciate each and every one of you beautiful people. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for the Blue Crew for being here. It is great to see you all today. It is. Just love people. I love how people think they're going to get you, and then they don't. That's okay, though. There's some dark people out there, folks, so just be careful and make sure they know. Game on. Game on. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat. Get comfortable, if you will. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Thank you guys for the hearts for wisdom. Forever in our hearts, wisdom speaks. Forever and always. Wonderful, beautiful woman. Beautiful soul. We miss her dearly, but always. Always in our hearts. Come on in, guys. Grab a seat. 24 of you awesome peeps in the house. 13 likes. Good stuff. Good stuff. Ain't nobody dope past me. I'm just so fresh and so clean. Oh, sorry. I won't do that again. You said it. I had to play into it. You know what I mean? Sorry. Anyway, welcome back. Who we got in here with us this morning? It looks like Miss Contessa, the musical one. Christina, welcome back. Seahawks fam, Miss Tandy's in the house. Mittens, 4 kittens. Hello and welcome back to you. Swamp Rose in the house. Miss Kiki, wonderful to see you today. Can't wait for the next time that you join us. Miss Brandy B, the OG's in the house. Good to see you, Brandy. Jesse Shule, welcome back, brother. Always Jesus, I can't talk. I'm thinking so fast. Always a great time when Jesse's around. Sorry. Mittens for kittens again. Miss Rowena, good to see you. Tippy Hadron Colliter, welcome back to you. Scully's in the house today. Good to see you, brother. Good to have you here. SRBBBBB. Welcome back to you. Let me see here. Be real. What's happening, brother? Keeping it real like you always do. Appreciate you. I'll find out who sings that for you. Be real. I'm not 100% sure. I got a whole bunch of music in the background. I got to look it up, though. Let's see. There's the Mama Bear in the chat room. Congrats, by the way, Mama Bear. I didn't get a chance to tell you that. I hope things are going good for you right now. Vivian P, hello and welcome back to you. Miss Tracy, great to see you today. And the cat lady from way up north there in the Canada area. Welcome back to you, Miss Cat Lady. Great to see you. Beach Babes in the house. Keeping it real on the beach there. I see it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Rhea Knightley, welcome back to you. Cheers to you, my dear. Thank you. Yeah, guys, be careful. There's some dark folks out there that just don't have your best interest at heart. That's okay. That's okay, because I know you're listening, and guess what? Game on. Game on. Your turn. Yes, Tracy, the court hearing will be today. We're just doing a quick morning show, showing some other stuff that's going on around us. And then I will be back to back. I will be jumping back in here with the Brian Koberger hearing around, probably as soon as I'm done here. So it's going to be a quick one in here today. Captain Jenks, good to see you. Good to have you back, brother. So, yes, we will be doing it. Scott Metalhead's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Mama Bear with the hearts, thank you. Let me see. Show. 37 beautiful peeps in the house. 19 likes. We can do a little bit better than that. Yes, Miss Sarah D. Irish in the house. Good to see you. I saw those docs last night. For sure. We're going to look into what's going on with Lily and Jack, of course. Any couple little things with Idaho. and anything else we can throw out there in a quick fashion just to get everybody awake and moving this morning. As we do. And like I said, then we'll be jumping back in with the hearing. By the way, Kiki, unless you're going to be streaming it yourself, you're welcome to join us today if you want to jump up here and follow the hearing with us today, because we usually have a discussion like at lunch break or after. Either way, you're always welcome. You know that. Yeah, my door's open to you always. Yes, there's the new ones up now. There are. Of course, I'm going to show you guys real quick. CZ's in the house. Welcome back, CZ. Miss Amanda Smith, good to see you today. Thank you guys all for being here. Yeah, the hearing, just so you guys know, for those of you that don't know, the way it's going to go today is the first half of it is for the continuation to extend the trial time. The second half is no worries, Kiki, no worries. No worries whatsoever. You're always welcome, dear. The second half will be blacked out. We won't be able to see that part, and that's where they're going to go in and get into the alternate suspects. I'm praying that there'll be some documents as of Friday, or at least by Friday after the hearing today, and that will give us some kind of an insight into what goes on in this hearing today that we don't get to see. That part we don't get to see. The other half we will be watching live as it's streaming, guys. So no verdict on Karen's case still. Good God. How long has this been in verdict box, folks? It's been what? Because I didn't follow this one like I did the first half, but I mean, I know about it. I followed it a little bit, but this one here has been on watch for what, 3 days now? Since Friday, right? It went into watch on Friday, didn't it? 4 days. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Is that good or bad, you guys? What do you think? Poor Karen. Poor Karen. I do not believe that Karen's guilty, folks. I never have. I think they kind of proved that, especially with this trial here from the things I saw. And I hope that they see this for what it is. I hope the jury's right on this. And then my hope is that they go after the trash that tried to call themselves law enforcement that actually was involved in this. Lana sent an ice cream truck. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. That's all. That's Lana for you. I love it. They're hung up on the verdict page again. I'll be damned. Surprise. It probably will hang. I hope it don't. I hope it don't hang, but good Lord. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat. 43 beautiful peeps in the house. 27 likes. We can do a little better, guys. Come on now. Come on now. Let's see here. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Just give it a few minutes to get everybody in here, and then we'll get moving. Welcome, welcome. Donnie D's in the house. Donnie D's on a backup. What's happening, brother? Tracy said that she watched a bit of court TV. It said jury was getting confused with different. Oh, yeah. I can see that happening. There you go, SRB. Thank you, guys. If you want to jump into sauce with us and hang out with these awesome meatballs, that is how you do it right there with that link that the awesome SRB is putting up there. And if you have an iPhone and you struggle with that link, there's the other one. Check it out. Join us in that sauce, guys. We have a lot of good fun in there. Also, I want to throw out there, too, if you're not here because you like this channel, or if you are not here because you like me, if you dislike me, that's okay. I don't care. But don't come in here doing whatever you're doing in here, because you don't belong here. So just, if you're here, you don't like me, you don't like the channel, bye-bye. Move along. go find somebody that cares and that is going to play into your games and stuff, folks. That's all I'm saying. And maybe think about growing up and stop throwing temper tantrums and being such children about such ridiculous things. Jennifer Meinecke's in the house. Good morning. Good to see you today, Jen. Becky Strider, good to see you. I'm praying he allows the alternate perp info into the case. That's my thought too, Amanda. I think he will. James Kinder. What's up, James? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us today. I do believe that would be Miss Brandy's husband. Welcome, James. Glad to have you here. JC. Okay, JC, I'm sorry. Sorry. Yes, gotcha. No worries, Miss Brandy. Diana Kerr, hello and welcome. Diego, we would have totally hung out with you, but well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you guys I'm glad some of you guys like me. That's important. I'm just so tired of seeing other so-called creators out here that throw temper tantrums and then they try to go at other people with nothing. It's a joke. It's a joke. Do your thing, stay in your lane, leave people alone, and people won't bother you. But when you don't do that, guess what happens? Miss Kara Garrison back in the house. Good to see you. I have most of the information about the case they told you about. Ready to send, waiting for the FOIA request for the interview to be granted. So they said nobody, no doubt. Okay, no problem, Kara. Thank you, dear. Whenever I get it all, we will sort through it, me and the crew here, and I will put it out. I will put it out. For sure. It sounded interesting from what you had shared with me, Miss Kara. Exactly, Miss Diana. Get a life. Grow up. Faux show. Faux sure. All right. Come on now. Let's see who else we got. Did I miss anybody? Maybe not. No, I think I got everybody in here so far. 53 peeps in the house. Thank you all for being here today. 32 likes. We're getting there. Little by little. I think we're going to have to do a music stream here soon, folks, because it's, I need some kind of a decompression, relaxation type thing. Miss Paula, the positive one in the house. Good to see you, Miss Paula. Always an honor to have you here. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, I think that's coming soon because I am just ready for it. Kick back, play some tunes, and just hang out and enjoy it and decompress. That's the biggest part of the whole thing. I think my mods will agree I need to decompress at some point too. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. I haven't followed this trial either, but I'm definitely interested in what the verdict's going to be. Definitely. I truly, like I said, I don't think Karen deserves what she's had thrown at her. I mean, there's some things in that case, just like in this case, that are clearly evident, you guys. They're clearly evident. It's ridiculous. So I will have that live, Kara, right after this. I will be in here probably about 2. And we will kick right into the hearing from there. I'll be streaming it live. So wherever you want to be, we'll be doing it here. You're welcome to be here too. Moonlit Baby, welcome back, dear. Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Yes. Way too much BS. Too many ignorant ass people out there trying to make people's lives miserable. Crazy cases, horrible stuff going on. So we're going to do that very soon. Just so you guys know, if you guys are interested, I'll be doing one of my music streams. Hopefully my son's able to join me as he always does, and we'll just relax a little bit. So that's coming up. for anybody that likes that stuff. Humble pie, 30 days in hole. Right. That's a good one there. Contessa, I love it. All right, guys, 57 peeps, 37 likes. We just need 20 more. Come on now, we can do that. Yes, if you're a ham sandwich, you better be careful, guys, because it can happen to anybody. That's a fact. Let me see here. Too many people these days don't understand the real meaning of loyalty. Well, that's an issue too. That's another one. There's that going around a lot. It's a damn shame. But hey, there's so many people out there that do know what it is. Many of them are right here in front of my face. For one, the Blue Crew. Very true. And this community. This community is very loyal. And I love each and every one of you guys. That's a fact. So please know that. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here every single day, too. I hope you guys know that. That's what I usually do, Jennifer. When I don't know if anybody, for those of you that haven't been to one of my little music shows that I do, that's what we do. I throw out some of the stuff I start off with that I do, and then I usually take requests and I start playing what I can. And my son jumps in and he likes to sing, and we sometimes play guitars and whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, that sounds like a plan, Jen. All right, guys, let me see what we got going on here. They usually are pretty good time, Jen. We have a good time. Like I said, the biggest part of the whole thing is just like a decompression thing to kick back. So let me see here. Clifton Mayo's in the house. All right, let me see here. Show. Becky, Becky. Good to see you. Becky. I do remember that. Lisa J. Hey, there she is. Good morning, Elisa. Good to see you. What do we got? Kara Garrison. Agree. It's like an overdue pregnancy. 100. But we met Dago along the way. I'm grateful for that. I am. Welcome, JC. Good to see you. Welcome back, I should say. Thank you for joining us. All right. Becky said, do I know the source of where that was? Was it in the documents? I believe there was at some point at one of the documents, Becky. It's been so long. But yes, I do believe it was listed in one of the documents. So, In Stitch is in the house. Good to see you. Welcome back. Great to have y'all here today. I did, Brandy. I left a message on the TikToks. Great job. As always, guys, go check out our TikTok. Miss Brandy runs that, and she posts everything in there and does an amazing job. If you haven't seen it yet, so drop the link in here. Go check it out, folks. You won't be disappointed. I'm never disappointed with what she puts in there. All right, guys. First thing we're going to jump into is an actual update on the Jack and Lily Sullivan situation in Nova Scotia, Canada. Not that I've seen, Kara. I don't know that they've gotten anywhere with that as of yet. There's a community group together looking for the weapon in the Idaho situation. No, nothing new that I've seen or heard. Nothing that I know of at all. We're going to, Cap. We're going to. It's on my list of things to do for sure, brother. We're going to definitely do a JFK situation, guys. I got a couple things planned for the future that we're going to be getting into. Bigger shows. Full deal JFK thing. It's going to take a couple days. There's our link to the TikTok. If you guys have not yet followed, jump over there. Please do, if you will, follow that. Thank you, SRB and Brandy. All right, guys. Let's see what's going on up there in Nova Scotia with these two little kids that are beautiful little kids that are missing and have been for a while. Yeah, Clifton's right. There were two different gloves, Becky. So I was having a conversation with a guilter on Facebook, and I can't find when it was said the gloves were found on the 20th because it is in a document. Chris, McDonut over there, McDumbass, whatever you call him, he did his thing with the one, but there was a whole other real situation that's actually in a document. I have to find the exact document, but it's in there. It is definitely in there. Thank you, Stitches. That's true. Yes, Beck. God bless the little souls. Amen. Yes. Very true, Clifton. Very true. All right, guys. Let's see what we got here. Show. No worries, Becky. We'll be here. It's the one, Alicia, that had the where they brought out the other. I think it has the secondary DNA, and then it talks about the glove that was found by the dumpster. I can't remember the name of that document because they're all mixed up in my head right now, but that's the one it's in. All right, guys, let's see what they're saying here. Great seeing you too, Paula. What's going on with Jack and Lily up there in Nova Scotia? See if there's anything new. I do believe there is. So we'll see here. By the way, this was just dropped 12 hours ago. Oh, I know, Elise. No worries, dear. If you can't, don't stress out over it. 12 hours ago, they dropped this off from CBC News. Here we
go. The airlock location.
Radio chatter. Search crews and first responders mobilizing in a quest no one dreamed would take this long.
Make sure Mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
A home deep in rural Nova Scotia, 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax, the last known location.
A lot of area to cover. We're out in sticks here.
Not one, but two missing children. A dog that barks at everything, a mother who left on the second day, a father who hasn't seen the kids in 3 years, and a stepfather trying to piece things together.
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanting to know, like, what happened.
The mystery of what happened to 6-year-old Lily Mae Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother, Jack William James Sullivan, is indeed gripping the country and beyond. It is Friday, May 2nd. Martell and his partner, Malaya Brooks Murray, the children's mother, are having a lazy morning with their baby. Lily and Jack are in the kitchen alone.
Malaya and baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack.
The time?
I did see that last night, Cat Lady, that states that there was a statement put out from the RCMP with something that they said it was Daniel that took them to the place where the boot print was found because his phone pinged at that point off a tower there, as well as that piece of blanket that they were talking about. There was a piece of a pink blanket found out in that region as well. He also said that she was sleeping and that she said they were both nodding. Right. Yes, ma'am. Good point. And thank you, Cat Lady.
No one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m. when they got a 911 call.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
For 6 days, crews tackled an exhaustive search. The children's mother took the baby to be with her family in another part of the province. Her mother told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters. The RCMP says it just advised everyone to be mindful of the information they share publicly. On May 7th, police scaled back the search.
The probability of survival was taken into consideration.
I don't know if you caught that, but she claims, and her mother, Cindy, that RCMP told them not to speak to media. And RCMP said all they told them was just be mindful of what you say. They didn't say to not speak to media. So that's a little shady to me. That's all I'm saying. And I said that from the beginning, that I've never heard of a law enforcement agency anywhere telling people that have a missing child or a missing person to not speak to media, because that's a good source for people to see and hear about that. So I thought that sounded funny. I think she just took that. It sounds to me like she took what they said, or her mother did, because her mother seems to be in control of what she's doing, and kind of twisted that to use to their benefit for whatever reason. We don't know, but that's my thought.
But search crews returned for 2 more weekends until the end of May, searching wells, mine shafts, and septic systems, even flying a drone beneath the home.
The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the
Agreed.
radio chatter.
Families brought us to a location there, not far away, that there's a piece of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martell says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print. He says both children may have undiagnosed autism.
And I don't know if they're going to say it in here, guys, because I don't remember seeing it last night, but they may. There was a lot of focus on the pipeline that they have that runs down that property line, where they found some other possible boot prints, and there were pings for the phones that bounced off certain things in this their specific region. So I don't know, but we'll see if they hit on this.
For a lot of people, this story just sounds odd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. And I see it every day online.
He's keenly aware the public suspects him, says the police did too at the start.
Of course, the stepfather was always a prime suspect right off the beginning.
So he offered to take a polygraph test.
I was extremely nervous, especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lily and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you?
Yeah.
Good question, Kelly.
Yeah.
When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately right after.
What did they say to you?
You did a good job, you passed.
Hi, Kayla. How you doing?
The RCMP's Corporal Guillaume Tremblay is not an investigating officer, but he speaks for the force in Nova Scotia.
You know, it's quite rare that in my career, I've never seen two missing children go at the same time.
Was anything found in any of these searches that was deemed to be of significance? Even if you can't tell me what it was, anything of significance?
So I can tell you that the investigation is ongoing and that we haven't found any evidence to show that there was an abduction of the children.
So you don't think they were abducted, but you can't find them. How do two young children just vanish?
That's a great question, Kayla. And
now this guy, I think it's him, somebody in here. No, it's the leader of the SAR crew, the search and rescue crew. She makes a statement that kind of floored me. Okay, not flattered me, floored me. They ask her if she thinks that those kids are in those woods. She says, yeah. That's interesting to me. And I told you guys in the beginning, I don't think they are either. But if they are, sadly, they're buried there. That's my thought on that. That was something Sarge agreed with too. But something is definitely off here, okay? Not with this here, but in the case. It's definitely not right. So, just saying.
And we are asking for the public for tips and information.
He says the force has received close to 500 tips, some that have taken them elsewhere in the country. But the only confirmed sighting of Jack and Lily was the day before they disappeared in Nova Scotia. Martel says the children were seen on camera with the whole family. Still, police are asking for trail camera footage in the area dating back 5 days. They say they're trying to establish a timeline in the lead up to the disappearance.
So when teams are tasked, they get a bearing.
Crews have searched around 8.5 square kilometers.
Coming up through all of this stuff.
Amy Hansen has been the search manager for most of that. She's taking us into the woods to show us what her team has been dealing with.
The vast majority.
You know, it's weird too, Clifton. From my understanding, we have not heard of them using cadaver dogs. They've used, standard canine sniffer dogs and things like that. Search and rescue dogs, but never have they talked about bringing in cadaver dogs because they're so limited in Canada. Okay, but you're so close to the United States in different bordered areas. Like I would maybe borrow from another place in the United States, possibly if you could. It's just weird. I don't know. They definitely need to bring cadaver dogs into this situation, in my opinion, because I think that, as much as I don't want to say it, that would probably point to something very quickly, in my opinion. So,
of it was probably from Fiona.
Downed trees from post-tropical storm Fiona 3 years ago.
This is actually fairly mild compared to some of the areas.
Over a total of 10 days, they searched for 12,000 hours.
It's pretty much unheard of in this province. It's the biggest search I've been involved in.
And she's been at this 22 years.
Do you think those kids are in the woods?
From everything I've seen, yes.
Why can't you find them?
They're small. They'd be hiding. They would have crawled underneath something probably when they got tired. They could have gone further than what we searched. There's all kinds.
Now, respectfully, I'm going to disagree with her. I do agree with part of what she's saying. If they got outside the search grid area, yes, she's right. Or if they fell into maybe a ground cave or something like that, yes, I agree. But other than that, those kids should have been found with as many searchers as there were, helicopters, drones. This team was huge, and they did multiple searches, guys. There's no way that I don't think they would have found something. And yeah, Alicia's right. When kids are scared, they hide, okay? Early on, but they still would have seen, heard something, even with sniffer dogs. Nothing. No clothing, no nothing. It's weird. So that's where I slightly disagree with her about the woods thing. But like I said, I can agree yes, that they could be in the woods, but if they are, I feel like they're buried in the woods. That's a sad thing to say. It's horrible. Horrible thought. And I don't want that to be the answer, but that's what I feel at this point.
Kinds of scenarios, unfortunately.
And that's playing heavily on the mind of this woman, Lily and Jack's paternal grandmother.
Their smiles are just beautiful.
She hadn't seen the children in nearly 2 years, a relationship left complicated after her son, their biological father, chose to stay out of their lives. She says he has been questioned by police 3 times.
A couple of days ago, they had contact and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore, that everything was fine.
She says she joined the search herself as soon as she heard Lily and Jack were missing.
For those who didn't understand what she meant by that, she's talking about her son, who is the kid's biological father, that they called and said that he's cleared, that they're not looking at him as a suspect in this. That's what she means by that.
She doesn't believe the children are in the woods.
There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not.
The brush is just too thick.
It is way too thick. Way too thick.
Tonight is about saying a prayer.
She attended a vigil in Pictou County marking 1 month since the children went missing and says she feels the support of the community and beyond.
Well, these are everybody's grandchildren. They're not just mine now.
As she clings to cherished keepsakes,
this is Lily's handprint.
She is pleading for any information that could provide answers.
There is nothing more pure and innocent than a 6 and a 4-year-old. And they deserve so much better than what they got.
Welcome, Good Trouble. Welcome, Brent. And yes, I'll do a poll for you, Good Trouble. Let me get through this.
She keeps her mind occupied spending time in the garden, surrounded by hummingbirds. Symbols of hope, though she admits now that so much time has passed, she doesn't have much hope the children will be found alive, and even worries the mystery of what happened to them may never be solved.
I respectfully, Cat Lady, I feel like that might be different in this situation, because she says at 4 and 6 they aren't likely to stay together, close together. Jack isn't likely to stay by Lily's side. She's not old enough to make him. That part's true. I agree with you on that, Cat Lady. But it was stated early on that Jack followed Lily around. They were best friends. Wherever she went, he went, blah, so on and so forth. So in that instance, I feel like that could be what's different with this one, Cat Lady. Not that you're not right, but that could be just slightly different for this specific case. You know what I mean? But you're right. There's no way in hell that Lily's going to make him listen to her. No. No. But other than that, I would imagine they would be closer together. Alicia says, how much intuition can you have when you haven't been a part of their life? Good point. Yeah, I did too. I did that last night, SRB. It sounded like she said Lola at first. It's because of her. She has a bit of an accent, and she said it fast, and it came out that way. So I did that last night, actually, because I thought she said Lola. All right, let's see here. On we go. 1 minute. There's another one out of Canada missing too. Little girl. And it's just, I'm so tired of seeing kids have to go through this stuff all the time. Just give me a minute here to get this other one up. Yes, Claire Bell. Right, Cat Lady. And I think the mother was charged on that one. 1 minute here. Oh, for sure, Kent, for sure. Definite mental health issues. There's no two ways about that, at least in my opinion. Okay, so we have multiple. I've been doing different channels and what they're putting out on different things. So I'll start with the furthest out hour wise, and we'll work our way back in. They're all short and quick. I said that. I've been saying that for years. Get in trouble. You should have to take some sort of test before you can have kids nowadays. Um, Parenting should have a test like a driver's license. You have to pass it. I agree, and you should have to renew it on a regular damn basis. If you can't pass it, then you shouldn't be allowed to have kids, in my opinion, anymore. There's so many people that have kids and just don't care. I'm sick of seeing it. So sick of seeing it.
Sullivan are still missing, and sadly there are no solid leads or confirmed sightings of the siblings since May 1st. The day before they were reported missing by their mother and stepfather, the children were seen on camera. However, there is a massive time gap between this time and the time they were reported missing, so what really happened has yet to come to light. It is highly unusual that not one but two children go missing from a remote location, no evidence of them wandering into the woods, or that an abduction has taken place. So, what is left? I would say foul play. Daniel Martel, the stepfather, as many are calling him, has been under intense scrutiny, as well as the children's mother. The interesting thing is that Daniel keeps talking. The more he talks, the more red flags and inconsistencies I see. Well, he did another interview that was.
See, we do kind of do stuff like that here too, Alicia and Good Trouble. It's crazy, but they have what we call WIC here, women, infants, and children, and they give like food and like it's about nutrition typically, but they also give parenting classes. They're optional. That's my issue though. They shouldn't be optional in my opinion. Especially for young parents, okay? Young kids that are, 16, 17, early 20s and all that kind of stuff. No, Alicia, it's not. I'm not playing that one. But yeah, and they give they check the kids' weights, their body weights, the stuff like that, and see, test their blood, check to make sure they're getting the right nutrition and all that. And then they also give you classes to teach you how to handle children, how to handle different types of episodes, issues, things like that, parenting tactics, I guess you could say. And it's a good program, but it's optional. They give you the option to take it if you want to. Now, they do mandate parents sometimes to take parenting classes if they end up having an issue with the Children's Services Board here. So, just saying. But they do. Okay, so Alicia had the same thing. It was a good program. I mean, you get like milk and cheese and eggs and beans and cereal and all that kind of stuff, peanut butter, which is helpful. If you have a low income house, and it's helpful to bring stuff in. Thank you, Swamp Rose. You're not going to get in trouble, Kara. Not for that. If it was harsh, probably. I probably already saw it. Yeah, we watched a video on this last night, guys, that was so horrible. It was all AI, which I hate. And they threw some stuff out there that RCMP has not claimed on anything. And we were really watching it pretty intently, and we were like, wait a minute, because it completely changed this up. And I was like, no. No. We found out, looked into it, and it's not. No problem, Swamp. Thank you, hon. It's not at all where they're at with this case. Unless, if it is, they haven't reported it. I'll put it that way. And I got to base it on what RCMP says before I'll put something out and say, okay.
Put out about 2 hours ago, and yet another inconsistency is picked up. During the one and only on-camera interview Malaya did, she said that the kids were outside playing, but they weren't aware of it at the time. The next thing they knew, it was quiet. They get up. She asks her partner, Daniel, if he hears the kids. He says no. They get up instantly, they're looking outside, they're looking everywhere, and then she instantly just calls 911. The word instantly and her frequent use of it bothers me, and makes me think it wasn't as instant as she would like us to think. Anyway, Daniel has a little bit of a different story about how that morning went down now. He says he wasn't in a deep sleep by any means. About 20 minutes passed. When he woke up, Malaya was right beside him, and she was still asleep. Now he was the one that said he didn't hear Lily and Jack while she was still asleep. So, now she was still sleeping, well he didn't hear the kids, and ran out to check their cabin out in the woods, which
I
took
don't
him
know,
like
Kara.
30
That's a good
seconds.
question, though. It
When
really
he came
is.
back down, Malaya was on the phone with the RCMP.
And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, like it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're
Welcome,
looking
Aurora.
everywhere, yelling for them, and I instantly just call 911. It's just, I just.
Bonnie Bailey, my love, wonderful to see you today. I hope you're doing well. I miss you when you're not here. It's wonderful to have you here. I hope you're feeling okay. God bless, dear. Always thinking about you, always in our prayers.
Had the instinct I needed to call.
Malaya and baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack.
The time, no one will say for sure, but police say it was around 10 a.m. when they got a 911 call.
I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
All right, you guys. There's that one. There's, like I said, a couple of these here. Hold on 1 minute. All right. Good trouble. There's a few things that little things that have popped out here and there. So it's all good, Beach Babe. It's all good. That's amazing, Bonnie. God bless. I am so happy to hear that. So happy to hear that. Like I said, you're always in our thoughts and prayers, Bonnie. It is strange. It is strange considering how they kind of broke apart. I thought Daniel would, I was surprised to hear him say to leave her alone. And I was just, it just took me off a little bit. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It was different, but good point. Good catch, too. All right, next one from that same channel. There's like 4 from that channel that are just short, quick ones I'm showing you guys. Just in case there's a little nugget of something in there that may not have been anywhere else. So.
In the disappearance of siblings Jack and Lily, and I'm praying that answers are found as to what happened to these 2 precious children. The stepfather, Daniel Martel, is not afraid to speak to the media. He is doing interviews almost weekly at this point. As for Malaya, she has remained silent and away from the public. She has custody of their baby, Meadow, while Daniel is not allowed to see the child yet. He says that he has supervised visitation coming up, not sure if that includes Meadow too, or just his 2 older children. This case has captured the attention from around the world, as many struggle to comprehend how 2 children just vanished without a trace. No evidence of an abduction, and nothing found during hours and hours of searching in the woods. The behavior of the mother, Malaya, is highly questionable too. She moved in with her family, and away from Daniel, almost immediately after the children vanished. She blocked him on social media, and changed her Facebook status to single. She clearly wants to show the public that she's no longer a
Well, here's the thing with that. The way that, from what we understand, what we looked up on that cat lady is if they suspect that, they can get a warrant. If they have a spot like a specific area, they can get a warrant and check it, and they have to allow for that. So I would imagine if that was ever something they looked into or thought about, that they have done that, but I don't know yet. But yeah, that was a thought I had too. Absolutely had a same thought.
associated with him. That is clear as daylight. One thing Malaya is not doing though is advocating or pleading for the safe return of her children. She never helped search, put up posters, nothing. In fact, multiple mainstream news channels approached Malaya and her mother for comments. If they would like to share something publicly. They have declined every time, stating that the RCMP told them not to talk to the media. The first time I heard that, I thought the police wouldn't say such a thing. Why would they tell Malaya not to talk to the media and advocate for her missing children? It didn't make sense at all. Well, we are so right because the RCMP has responded and stated that all they did was advise everyone to be mindful of the information they put out there. This tells me that Malaya is choosing to not speak and advocate for her children. She has free will to go on camera and speak, plead for her children's safe return, since she believed that they were abducted. We've got to ask ourselves why she is not doing so. Is that not a red flag in itself?
All right, next up. Like I said, these are quick ones. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah. Hang on. Things are loading slow today. Let me see here. Miss Debbie Ann's in the house. Welcome back to Good to See You today, Debbie. Vivian P. I don't know. They have not ever had his ex do any kind of an interview, Vivian. It's a good question. It's interesting. It'd be interesting to hear that side of things too, as to, for whatever reason. JC's in the house today. What's happening, JC? Good to see you, dear. All right, come on. We go next to this one here. And there's also more of an in-depth interview with Belinda Gray, the kid's biological grandmother. They only showed you pieces in that excerpt we watched earlier. I think I have a full interview with her, and she explains more about her son and situations like that too.
On, and as Daniel keeps talking to the media, I just don't know what to believe anymore. All we know for sure is that police don't believe the children were abducted. They suspended the searches in the woods just days after the children vanished, and many suspect the police know more than we do. That is why they did a press conference saying that they believe the children are no longer with us, due to the elements, and their age, and a number of factors. After 6 weeks, unless they were given to family or this was an arranged abduction, that's sadly a real possibility. It hurts my heart to think about it, but as time goes by, it seems more and more likely that foul play was involved in Jack and Lily's disappearance. During this morning's media interview with Daniel, some shocking information that I have never heard before came to light. My jaw dropped when I heard it. Police searched hours and hours in the woods, and as far as we are aware, nothing was found during these searches. However, according to Daniel, a piece of Lily's blanket was found near a boot print. There is a shocking piece of police audio that says the family brought them to a location not far from the property where there's a piece of a blanket. I was absolutely shocked upon hearing this, and many online sleuths are suggesting this piece of blanket and boot print could have been intentionally placed there to throw the investigation off, especially since hearing the family took police to that piece of blanket. Now Daniel says it's a piece of Lily's blanket. In my opinion, I don't believe the children wandered into the woods and got lost. There would have been more evidence than one boot print and a piece of a blanket. That seems more staged than anything else. Also, why just one boot print and not two?
For 6 days, crews tackled an exhaustive search. The children's mother took the baby to be with her family in another part of the province. Her mother told CBC News the RCMP told them not to speak with news reporters. The RCMP says it just advised everyone to be mindful of the information they share publicly. On May 7th, police scaled back the search.
The probability of survival is taken into consideration.
But search crews returned for 2 more weekends until the end of May, searching.
We did. That was not the same person, Vivian. That was they had the name wrong. Cody, the first name was right, but the last name was off. It wasn't the same one, though. So, yeah. Thank you, Elisa.
Wells, mine shafts, and septic systems, even flying a drone beneath the home.
The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots.
Police say they found a boot print. And listen to this in the radio chatter.
Families brought us to a location there not far away that there's a piece of a blanket.
Police won't say anything about a blanket, but Martel says a piece of Lily's blanket was found near the boot print. He says both children may have undiagnosed autism.
All right, hold on here. One minute. Supposedly, this is a full interview with Belinda Gray, the biological grandmother. But we'll see if it has any more in it than what we've already seen. Christy Nevada's in the house. Welcome back, Christy. Good to see you today, dear. Thank you so much for being here.
Tells me these babies are gone. My heart tells me that. I am the grandmother of Lily and Jack. I am the grandmother on the biological father's side. My son is Cody Sullivan. He's not in jail. He's never been out west. He does not have a criminal record. And right now he's living with me. He has been for 9 months.
How did you find out that Lily and Jack were missing?
The mom of my grandson called me. We were in town. She asked if I heard the news. She sent me the article that was on Facebook showing the kids missing. I couldn't call Malay yet, so I waited till we got home. And I called, well, I didn't call her, I texted her. And she told me that, yes, that the kids were missing, that they've been missing since this morning. I was in a state of panic, shock. But in the back of my mind, I kept saying, well, they'll find them. I mean, I'm assuming that they'd find them. So I told her, well, we'll head out first thing in the morning and help with the search. It was around between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. A couple of cop cars pull into the driveway. The lights wake me up that I'm a fairly light sleeper, so I see the cars pull in, so I knew what it was. So they come inside. They only stood in the kitchen. They wanted me to wake Cody up, and they wanted to know when was the last time he had seen the kids, and that they were just making sure that the kids weren't here. And then they left. So we showed up Saturday morning, me and my sister, and we met up with my daughter, and we started, well, I asked Malaya, I said, Malaya, I said, you know your kids. Nobody knows their kids like their mom. Where do your kids normally go to play out in the yard? What direction do they usually like to explore? And she said, well, they always play up in the little woods right on the side. I said, well, okay. I said, we'll start from that point and we'll work our way out. We had spoken to a search and rescue, and we weren't allowed on the other side because that's where they were searching at the time. So we just started combing through the woods up through there. We were gone for a couple of hours. I'm yelling for Lily and Jack. We always called Jack Jackie Boy. And yeah, that went on for a few hours, but those woods, I started to feel that I can't see them being in the woods. There's trees everywhere. You literally have to climb over trees, climb under bushes. It is really, really thick. We come back out and I went in to see Malay again. I assumed she was in shock. She was very, very non-emotional, very just flat, monotone. But Malay is very soft-spoken anyway. That she's not usually excitable. I thought that's made her a really great mom. She was an excellent mom. She never raised her kid or her voice at the kids. That it was always, now Lily, what did mommy say? And I used to think, now if anybody's meant to be a mom, it was her. A part of me still feels that.
Why only a part of you still feels that? What do you mean?
After seeing the place, seeing the condition of the home, it was like the total opposite of what I knew of Malaya. She was always clean, very clean about herself, about the kids, about her home. This home looked more like a camp. Now, I don't know if it's from all the people that were there because I didn't show up till the day after, but it was very unkempt. I was pretty surprised.
I love you.
Lily is,
She was my little dream girl, that's the first granddaughter. And I loved that she had the brown hair and she had a space between her teeth, which I had when I was a kid. So yeah, she was our little princess. Jack was such a sober, serious little baby that he didn't like to smile. You could tickle him and he would look at you ever so serious, like he was really studying you.
And so how long were your son and Malaya together?
3.5 years, I think it was, yeah. I thought they were the picture perfect family. Then Malaya started to tell me that they were having problems and she wasn't happy. She told me that she wasn't happy and she thinks she's going to leave. And I told her that we supported whatever she decides, that one good parent is way better than two broken ones.
And then how did that change your relationship with Lily and Jack?
I thought it was going to change, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't change. Malaya, she was a sweetheart. Anytime we wanted to see the kids, she'd come by for a visit. She'd bring them by all the time. It was actually really, really good.
So when was the last time you saw the children?
A year and a half, almost, really. It's about a year and 9 months.
How did you deal with that?
Really, to be honest, maybe I didn't deal good enough with it. I looked at the fact that when her and my son separated, my son walked away. He chose to walk away, that she wanted sole custody of the kids. So she petitioned the courts for sole custody, and when she did that, he said he was done.
Were you ever formally questioned?
Yes.
So then it's about a month after Lily and Jack are last seen that they come and formally question you.
So it's about 3 weeks. They question Cody for an hour and a half in the vehicle, and then they question me for 2 hours in the vehicle.
How did that feel to you?
I didn't mind. I mean, to me, I expect I'm the grandmother, so it wasn't a surprise to me. I'm assuming the sooner they do all that, I wish they would have done it sooner, that the sooner they can move on. So I didn't have a problem. My son was a little upset about it. He said they made him feel like he did something wrong, and he said he hadn't seen the kids in 3 years. So he was a little upset about it. That he said that they really come at him hard. They wanted to know what her favorite color was, and he said they were babies when I seen them last. He said she was just learning what she wanted to figure out to eat. I don't know what her color is. So yeah, he was pretty upset.
Have they ever talked to him again since then?
A couple of days ago, they had contact, and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore, that everything was fine.
And have they ever given you any information?
No, it's always the same thing.
Which is what?
They've got everybody on it. They are looking at all avenues. They can't divulge any information that could compromise their investigation. It's the exact same words.
Why are you so sure they're not in the woods?
I have children. I have grandchildren. And I see what kids are like through the woods. There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not. I think somebody hurt these kids. I think somebody hurt them.
You don't sound very hopeful.
No. Our last day searching on Monday and seeing the woods and seeing the searchers and everybody everywhere. There's no way those kids are in the woods. There is nothing more pure and innocent than a 6 and a 4-year-old. And they deserve so much better than what they got.
I'm Marnie Hughes, and this is Missing. Thank you for joining us. Each week, we cover a missing person case that isn't getting much attention. Every missing person matters, no matter their race, background, or circumstances. By highlighting these cases and sharing their stories, we believe every case is.
All right, so there's the full interview with Belinda Gray, the biological grandmother on the father's side. Okay. Now, one moment, guys. So I do believe let me show you this here real fast. This is just a quick one. Michelle put this out in regards to the other case in Canada right now, just to give you a little quick once over on it. Then we're going to move on to another situation going on out there. So again, Michelle After Dark put this out about the other child that went missing in Canada, for those of you that haven't seen it. Welcome, Mark Schumann, by the way. Good to see you, bro.
Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Wednesday morning, the 18th of June. And we're back in Canada today to talk about the missing 3-year-old Claire Bell from Quebec. Many of you will know that just after I posted my video yesterday, the news came out that the mother of little Claire, Rachel Todd, 34 years old, had been arrested for child abandonment. Since then, Claire's dad, or at least the man that the media are saying is Claire's dad, has also spoken out. So we're going to talk about all of that. And what's with this crazy TikTok, you guys?
You try that again, and this is going to get ugly.
Crazy TikTok aside, except to say that that clearly shows what Rachel's mindset was like on Sunday. That was Sunday morning. Little Claire was seen in the vicinity of their apartment in LaSalle about 9:45 Sunday morning. And then at 3:30, in a completely different town, Rachel walks into a store and says that she doesn't know where her child is. Now, Monday afternoon, I do know that she was being interrogated. And then it was overnight, Monday into Tuesday, local time, that she was arrested. And she has now appeared in court. I believe she's got a bail hearing today. We're going to read this article and then we're going to have a look at Claire's dad. So I don't know whether Rachel's bizarre TikTok was for the purpose of Claire's dad. I'm not going to speculate until we know more. But anyway, let's read this. The mother of Claire Bell, a 3-year-old girl reported missing on Sunday, will remain in detention as she awaits her next hearing at the Salisbury de Valleyfields courthouse on Wednesday. So that'll be the bail hearing. Rachel Ella Todd, who turned 34 on the eve of Claire's disappearance, oh my word, was arrested and charged with child abandonment late on Monday. Todd appeared in court via video conference from a Vaudreuil Dorian police station Tuesday morning. She's scheduled to make an in-person appearance Wednesday at the request of her lawyer, Olivier Beliveau. The charge alleges that she abandoned Claire and put her life and health in danger. If found guilty, the maximum sentence is 5 years in prison. Now look, they searched overnight, Tuesday into today, for Claire. If they find Claire's body, I think they're going to upgrade those charges. Todd has no criminal record, said Crown Prosecutor Lily Prevost-Gravel, or Gravel, I have no idea, speaking to reporters outside the courtroom. She added that the Crown is objecting to Todd's release while she awaits further court proceedings. She will be transported to a women's detention centre today. We don't know what happened to the little girl. For now, we have the police officers still investigating, so we want to make sure that nothing more tragic is going on.
The mother of the missing 3-year-old Rachel Ella Todd is facing one charge of child abandonment. She appeared at the Salisbury de Valleyfield courthouse wearing a red sweater and wrapped in a gray blanket by video conference. She stood very close to the screen, appeared aware, and said the words "okay" and "thank you" when Justice Bertrand Saint-Arnaud told her what is to come. Todd remains behind bars for now.
The police officer is still investigating, so we want to make sure that nothing more tragic is going on.
The Crown says Todd has no previous criminal record. There was no request to evaluate her mental state. The search to find 3-year-old Claire Bell continued along Highway 30 and 40 for a second day with the SQ helicopter and officers on the ground. Provincial police asked to stop garbage collection in the neighboring municipalities.
This is temporary, and this is a normal procedure.
Claire Bell was reported missing on Father's Day in Coteau-du-Lac by her mother. But the little girl was last seen in the morning an hour away at her home in La Salle. Monday, provincial police say they found a dead dog that matches the description of the brown Chihuahua belonging to Claire.
The bodies of a dog appears to be the girl's dog, has been found near the Highway 30.
Hours before her daughter went missing, Todd posted a video on TikTok titled, "Have you come up against a mother without nothing to lose?" In it, she's holding Claire in her arms and speaks to the camera.
You try that again, and this is gonna get ugly.
CBC does not know the context in which the video was filmed. According to Radio-Canada's sources, the analysis of the mother's cell phone revealed searches for children's funeral urns. Todd will be back in court in person on Wednesday.
Oh my. Searches for children's urns. Oh my word. Have you come up against a mother with nothing to lose? Yeah, we don't know the context. Okay, so this is what they've been doing in relation to the search. So the little brown Chihuahua has been found deceased, sadly, by the side of Highway 30. A lot of people are asking me how the dog died. I don't know. Are they going to autopsy the dog? They don't normally, but cops might request it if it's not obvious how the dog died. I don't know. I don't know the protocols there in Quebec. I'm suspecting, and this is just my speculation, that the dog either got run over, maybe Rachel dropped Claire and the dog off somewhere consistent with the child abandonment charge, and then the dog tried to get home. It's not a good sign. Kind of thinking if Claire was alive, the dog would have stayed with her. I don't know though anything about this dog, or the dog was thrown from a vehicle.
This one's
Horrific
crazy.
for this little dog. Okay, the search for the missing toddler is still underway Tuesday with a focus on Highway 30 between Highway 20 and 40, said the SQ spokesperson Jean-Raphael Drolet Tuesday afternoon. According to the charge sheet, prosecutors believe Todd abandoned Claire in the general area around Coteau-du-Lac. Police are discouraging citizens from conducting their own searches as they may destroy tracks and confuse SQ's efforts. They've also asked several surrounding municipalities to put a hold on garbage and yard waste recycling collection as investigators continue to search for clues in what Gillette calls a normal procedure for this kind of operation. It is, because, you know, there's been cases of children put in the trash. Quinton Simon is a prime example. So it's somewhat routine now when a small child goes missing under suspicious circumstances that they put a hold on emptying garbage. So
I think she's from Manchester, England. Cat lady, I think. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure I heard her say that before.
it doesn't turn into a landfill search.
The searches continue in the area here. We searched the area near the Highway 30, near the Highway 20 and Highway 40. Yesterday, the bodies of a dog appears to be the girl's dog has been found near the Highway 30. So the search are in this area. Actually, we still try to find something other things on the ground, and we have a lot of police officers there to search the area to find something.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, cat lady, she's from
I
Manchester.
cannot give you some information about that actually.
Have you asked the surrounding municipalities to not collect garbage?
Yeah, this is temporary, and this is a normal procedure to ask the cities and municipalities around to hold the garbage collection and the recycling it and collection. What? So we ask the cities all around the search
That's an
area
interesting
to
question,
put
Mark.
an hold for the recycling and garbage collection. This is a normal procedure for this kind of operation.
How hard is it knowing how many hours it's been and that this
Yeah.
is a 3-year-old girl?
Yeah, we want to find the girl quickly, so we put.
I agree. I think they should do an autopsy on a dog, because if they find out how the dog passed, unless it's clearly evident, that could kind of play into what could have happened with the little girl too. You know what I mean? I think that's why that's important.
Many resources to find the girl as soon as possible. This is hard because we have a large area, and we want to have some information from the public. So if somebody saw the gray vehicle, the gray Ford Escape 2007 with the yellow sticker, baby on board, on the back glass, please call the DSQ, the Information Central, to give the information, because it could be helpful for the investigation.
Can I just ask you, how
Wonderful,
far is
Michael.
the
Good to hear it. Thank you for joining us today.
from what municipality to which one? Does it go to the
The main operation is near the Highway 30, between the Highway 20 and the Highway 40.
Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, that's big area. So we can find a lot of police officers there to search, the long grass, to search the shoulders of the highway. So this is a large area.
The pictures that are coming out, the grass is really high. So, you know, if she's deceased, it's going to be very, very difficult to find her. I don't know why they're not employing cadaver dogs. Maybe they are, and they've just not been filmed. But this is just not looking good. Not looking good at all. That's one such picture. And look how high that grass is. There could be a body just there, and you wouldn't see, unless you're right upon it. During her questioning by police Monday, Todd didn't seem lucid and made confused remarks.
Well, what they could be looking for too, if they do the reason to do an autopsy is to see if maybe the dog was poisoned, had passed, and then they threw it out on the highway and then it was run over. That's, you know what I mean? That's why you would want to do an autopsy in that aspect, just to see.
Which complicated the work of investigators, according to Radio Canada's sources. Their sources say an analysis of Todd's phone revealed searches for children's funeral urns, as was first reported by the Journal de Montreal on Tuesday. According to police, Claire was last seen at a residence, as we know, Newman Avenue, Montreal's LaSalle, 9:45 Eastern. Claire is just 3 feet tall and 35 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. Last seen wearing grey pants,
Right,
shirt
Vivian.
with pink around the collar, lightly barefoot. All right, and then
Such a
we've
sweet little
got
girl.
some posts from Dad, Chef Matt Bell, who has been sharing the Missing People of Canada posts. However, when I went to his Insta, he's either taking them down or I'm on the wrong account. But there's only 2 accounts that I could find called Chef Matt Bell, and one of them clearly wasn't him. So I don't know. Has he taken them down? Was he getting abuse and whatever? I don't know. But let's read this. Father of Claire Bell shares public pleas on social media. Not much is known about Matt Bell, 35. The professional chef has not spoken to the media publicly since his daughter disappeared. In the aftermath of Claire's disappearance, mother Rachel told us, so we know all this. According to Bell's Facebook profile, the two were engaged in 2021, although recent TikTok posts by Todd suggest they have since separated. On Monday, Bell shared several posts on Instagram, including updates from the SQ appealing to the public. On Tuesday, he posted several times again. One of the posts was a link to a Facebook message originally shared by someone who identified themselves as a family friend. The post included a widely circulated image of Claire smiling. The accompanying text read, Claire is still missing, 3 years old, very timid and quiet. Any and all information is needed. Please check your cameras for a 2007 grey Ford SUV and a little girl wearing light grey pants and a white long sleeves. Above the image, the caption reads, please anyone in the Vadroldi Cedars or Lake Coteau in the Monterrey. Sorry, I don't speak French, so the pronunciation of these things is really hard. If you live, work, or have a business near the highway or side streets, check your cameras from June 15th around 9:40 a.m. to 3 p.m. Claire was last seen around 9:45 a.m. Sunday near Newman Boulevard in Montreal's LaSalle, as we know. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or contact the SQ's confidential tip line at 1-800-659-4264. The date is poignant for many of us.
Digger, you being a grandparent to many, how would you feel about being able to track children? Well, I have a different thought process on that, Canadian cat lady, and it's based on a religious feeling. So I don't really want to get into that. It'd be wonderful to be able to track them. I don't believe in like putting a chip in their body. I just won't do that. Something on their person, sure, an Apple tag or something like that, of course, or a tracker somehow that would be on their person, shoes, clothes, something, without having to put it inside their body. But this is just my own personal feeling. So I do believe it should be done in some senses, that they should be able to be tracked. Okay. Like I said, Apple tags, things like that, a way to sew them into clothing or shoes or something, I'm down with that. But actually putting a physical chip inside the body of somebody, that's not, I have reasons for it. I'm not going to go into it, but that's how I feel about it and agree.
Because on that day, June 15th, 2021, Summer Wells disappeared. What people also forget is that June 15th, 2023 was the day that Chad Doman shot his 3 little sons to death. And now we've got June 15th, 2025, and we've got this horrible story of Claire. What is it about June 15th? What's going on? It also isn't lost on me.
Welcome, Val. Good to see you, dear.
June 15th, 2025 was Father's Day. It's Father's Day here. Was it Father's Day in Canada as well? Anyhow, horrific. I hope they find her very soon. Let's see how it develops. Hope she doesn't get bail today. But let's see. All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.
right. On we go. Hang on here. One minute, guys. I'm trying to get something to load in here. Thank you for your patience. Moving on. Let's see where we go here now. 1 minute. All right, a daddy do. I had some of these things sent to me, so I'm just dropping them in here real quick. Little update things, I guess, for you guys here if you haven't.
Finally, Dr. Rogers told the jury at the heart of this.
Yeah, none of these really. I don't even know what this one is. I don't know. Some of these TikToks were sent to me. DM saw Xana at 4:32 and Snap E right before Idaho. Okay, I don't know what this is, guys.
Did DM already see Xana unalived at 4:32 a.m.? Why did DM send Ethan a Snapchat at around 4:27 a.m.? What did it say? We don't know, but new legal documents with explosive details about the Idaho 4 crimes just dropped. Judge Hippler's order reveals these new details, and they are bombshell. Check out these new legal documents. Crazy. The document states, quote, during the foregoing exchange, DM also attempted contacting Ethan through Snapchat. That's through the grand jury transcripts. She again tried calling Kaylee and Xana, but neither responded. Again, in the grand jury transcripts. It continues, DM then exited her room and began running toward BF's bedroom. On her way, she noticed Xana lying on the floor of her bedroom with her head towards the wall and her feet toward the door. DM thought Xana was drunk, and this is again according to the grand jury transcripts. Once DM arrived at BF's room, they locked the door and both made additional unanswered calls to the other roommates. At 4:32 a.m., DM again texted Kaylee, please answer, and there was no response. But wait, there's more. There was no response, and between approximately 5 a.m. and 6:30 a.m., DM engaged in activity on her phone, primarily creating, editing, and deleting images and videos. Primarily creating, editing, and deleting images and videos of what we don't know. But her activity on the phone did not end until around 8:05 a.m. Folks, this tells me that both of the surviving roommates knew something was going on, didn't call 911, and didn't escape.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
Why? We don't know. But look at these transcripts. You can see the text messages and snaps. And if calls were made to Ethan and he didn't answer, okay, but DM didn't go across the hall to check it out. I mean, you guys decide for yourself, but this is explosive information. Judge Hippler put it in his order. This is in his order, okay? I mean, I don't know how they explain this. How do prosecutors explain this?
Most of that stuff is stuff we know. People are just sending me things. I'm showing you guys about it here. So that was that. Hang on here, guys. Give me a minute. Right. Just a minute. Of course, that was the next thing about Idaho. We're good. I'm loading it in. It's just taking forever to load. I'm sorry. Banfield News Nation. I'm sorry. Put this out 2 hours in regards to the Idaho port situation. So, just showing you guys some updates and different stuff here before we move on. Welcome, Donkey. Good to see you. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. So what a day for true crime. If you're a true crime fan, this is a biggie. Might just be the biggest for the week, even though we thought it was going to be a snoozer. No, turns out in the Koberger case, which is still 2 months away, what a bombshell. There's another eyewitness. I kid you not, I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. Through a series of documents and body cam videos, it turns out there is a woman who was pulled over for a DUI. And during her interrogation, just happened to let it slip that she's one of the witnesses in this trial, that she's an eyewitness in this trial, was there that night delivering.
Yes, they put together a group of people, volunteers and PIs and whatever, to go out and look for the weapon used in Idaho. I think it's ridiculous. And truly, if they do provide one, I'm going to have to say, really? I mean, it's like a needle in a haystack. It sounded like Halloween. It wasn't, but it sounded like it. It was close to it. But yeah, I'm going to question where they found this weapon, how they found it, if they find one. Truly, I have to question that. Think about it for a minute. I don't think she does, Beach Babe. She's always wearing white or beige. That's funny, though. Chappy Boss in the house. Good to see you, brother. It is. Truly. If anybody comes back with a weapon, I'm not. At this point, guys, I'm just going to go, okay. You say that's it, that's fine. Prove how you found it, what it is, where it is, and what it was. Just saying. It very well could be, Stitches. It very well could be. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised. I would. Right. Just like Alicia said. I wouldn't be surprised with everything we've seen. Absolutely 100% I wouldn't be shocked.
Food for DoorDash. Parked right beside Koberger, she says. I know. I'm a little floored by it, too. So Brian Enton is on the case. He's going to join me in just a few moments to talk about what this means, especially since we know about it.
That's what I was saying. A couple years ago, Kara, I said the same thing. I mean, it would have smelled within, minutes. especially within an hour. So 8 hours later, and the longer it sits, the stronger the smell gets. There's no way they didn't smell it. No way.
About it. There's such a gag order in this case, like the whole confluence of circumstances that brought all that information to light. Will it make a difference in the start date of the trial? Because there's a big hearing coming, right? There's a big hearing on a request for a delay. Is it going to be August or not? So Brian's on the case. He'll be with me in a moment. In the Karen Read case, not so much development, but more fear and terror and loathing in Massachusetts. God help me, are we really headed for another mistrial, another hung jury? And what makes this even worse is that it's seemingly because of all the same problems that they had the first time around. How is that possible? Yet that the millions and millions of dollars that are spent to try someone like Karen Read, when you have a mistrial the first time around, you do everything to make sure you don't have the same thing happen again. And we got a few questions today from the jury that sound an awful lot like they are exactly where jury number 1 was when they called it.
Welcome, Phil. So good to see you, dear. Thank you for joining us. God bless. We appreciate you so very much.
Quits. I've got a member of jury number 1 who's going to join me tonight on the program. And then if you were watching last week, you probably saw R. Kelly's lawyer came on this program to say, someone's trying to kill my client, R. Kelly, in prison, and we want him out. And we want the DNA and the cell phone data and the surveillance video and an eyewitness description of his eyebrows, at least, not to mention the laughable alibi. I like stargazing at 4 o'clock in the morning with my phone turned off. I know, I kind of thought that too, until what I heard today. A smoking gun that both sides somehow managed to keep under wraps for months. There is apparently another eyewitness. It's the DoorDash driver who delivered food to Xana Kernodle less than 10 minutes before Xana and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin and Xana's housemates Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez were all savagely murdered by an intruder.
Amen to that one, Chappie. I was 17 years I did it, and yes, it never goes away. I can smell it right now as I'm talking about it. It's a horrible smell. It never goes away. Facts.
Police have confirmed to us that a woman seen in some of the interrogation footage from an unrelated incident is a 43-year-old woman known only
Welcome,
as
Summer.
M in the court documents. She was arrested that day for a DUI while being questioned at the Pullman, Washington police station. Just happened to reveal to the officers that she had to, quote, testify in a big murder case here because I'm the DoorDash driver, end quote. When the officer asks which murder case, the woman says, quote, the murder case with the college girls. I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Brian there. I parked right next to him, end quote. And I think I need to read that last part again because I did a double take when I first saw it. I saw Brian there, she says. I parked right next to him. That interrogation video was posted on a YouTube account where it was discovered by web sleuths and journalists. It's unclear, though, whether the woman's outing will affect the start date of the trial itself. The defense has been pushing for a delay for weeks now, but that's over the media leaks, the whole
Welcome, Miss
Dateline
Lucy.
episode kerfuffle. And that is due to be the subject of a big hearing tomorrow. But the prosecutors want the trial to stay on target for the planned August 11th beginning. Our senior national correspondent, Brian Enton, is in Boise, Idaho tonight with much more on what all of this means. First of all, I did not see this coming, a second eyewitness.
Yeah, this is a bombshell, Ashley. If it is true what this DoorDash driver is saying, then this is a bombshell. I came to Boise thinking that the hearing tomorrow was going to be the big story, but this is big. The Idaho Statesman was the first to break it today. Basically, this DoorDash driver, who we knew existed, by the way. We've known for a long time there was a DoorDash driver, that she goes by MM. She's been referenced in the court documents. We knew that she arrived there to deliver DoorDash at 4 a.m., about 10 minutes or so before the murders. But what we didn't know is what is in this body camera video. And let me explain this a little bit. You did, Ashley, but the reason we know about this is because last year, this DoorDash driver, totally unrelated to the Brian Kohberger case, she got pulled over, suspected of driving under the influence. She had a expired tag, suspected of being under prescription pills. And she got pulled over, and she just started volunteering this information to the police while she was being interviewed, and it's on body cam. And she said that she's the DoorDash driver from the Brian Kohberger case, that she saw Brian Kohberger, which is really the headline here, that she's a witness who saw Brian Kohberger, and all of this just happened to come out through this new body camera video from Pullman, Washington.
So, Brian, you take us back to the house. But we're going to have to describe it because the house has been torn down. But if you look at the front of the house, there's a parking lot out front where all the cars were lined up, and they stayed that way till they were all towed. But this DoorDash driver said, I parked next to him, which makes me wonder if she's talking about the parking lot out front, or if she's talking about that side street off to the left where that bushy tree is, that big tall bushy tree is just adjacent to the red car there. Because there's a side street that goes up that left-hand side of the house. And isn't it
it's a very
believed that the killer used? Yeah. Walk me through that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There was someone talking in my ear. Yeah, it's a very, very important part of what she said. Not only that she said, I saw Brian Kohberger, but I wrote this down. She said, I parked right next to him. Now, you think about DoorDash. We all order DoorDash. A DoorDash driver typically would park right in front of the house where they're delivering the food. They pull into the driveway. You see them in the driveway. They get out. They go to the front door. They give the customer the food. Why would the DoorDash driver drive onto the side street of the house, which with the murder house, you've got the front of the house, you've got the driveway like you described it, but then you've got this side road that goes up the side near an apartment building. You can't even walk down to the house you'd have to go through the woods unless you walked all the way around if you went to the side road. We don't know exactly where Brian Kohberger parked. You know, if he's guilty of all this. They've never said that in any of the documents. We know that he's caught on camera going up there and going up towards the house, but we don't know exactly where he parked. But if she's saying that she parked right next to him, does that mean that he parked right in front of the house, that he just pulled right in the driveway and then went in for about 10 minutes to commit these murders? We don't know, but it's certainly interesting to think about.
That's what I wondered. And then also just with the pictures we're looking at now, again, I'm always so sad when I see those cars parked out front behind the yellow police tape, because it's sort of the vehicle's frozen in time from the kids who would never come back to use their own vehicles until their parents or their loved ones took those vehicles away. But it certainly doesn't look like there's a whole lot of room, which made me wonder if this DoorDash driver parked out front on the street, knowing, well, I can't go into this little parking lot. I'm just going to have to park out here on the street, which now would make a little more sense. If Brian Kohberger did this, if he's really the killer, he might be surveilling from a little farther away, not so obvious, and out on the street. But that's the only thing I can think of, because as you said, going up that side road, it's really hard to get access to the house. As a DoorDash driver, you just wouldn't go up that side road to the side of the house.
Yeah, the whole thing up there is tight and confusing. The layout when you drive up there is very, very strange and tight. We would always have a hard time finding a place to park up there. There's a little bit of parking on the street there, but it's difficult. It's hard to get in there. So there's a place where maybe a DoorDash driver could have just pulled off without going fully into the driveway and put their flashers on and run up with the food. But it's hard to imagine that Brian Kohberger just parked right in front of the house. I have to say I'm a little skeptical of this whole story. Just the way that it came out through the body camera video, the fact that in all of the police documents that we've been able to see in the probable cause, we knew there was a DoorDash driver, Ashley, but if they had a real
And this is what I was going to say yesterday. I feel like at some point that this is a very possibly the state trying to distract everybody once again. And for Brian Enton to say that he's skeptical, come on, guys, think about this. I don't know that I believe this at all. I have huge doubts with this. That's my feeling. Welcome, Phenomena Mom. Yes, another attempt to distract.
Credible witness who saw Brian Kohberger at the house. That is huge. How would we not know that by now? It's possible it's just like a bombshell that they're saving for the trial, but don't you think maybe that would have been in the probable cause?
Here's the problem. They would have had to share this with the defense, right? If this was something that they were banking on. Think about it for a minute. Ann Taylor would have came out with something on this already if this was the case. Once again, there's no surprises allowed, guys. Truly, there's not. I'm just saying, I don't believe that. I don't believe this. I just don't. I don't believe it. Whoa, what are we talking about in here? Anal projection? Hey. What are y'all talking about? Where are you going with that? Anyway, astral projection. There we go. Cindy Cueva, welcome. So we're supposed to trust someone with a record of lying, breaking the law, who waited almost 2 years only to speak up during DUI. See, that's what I'm saying, Cindy. It doesn't make any damn sense. Maybe it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Hang on here, guys. Good point, Jen. Good to see you today, dear. Yeah, she's got a couple different names, I think, too. So this is what I'm saying. I don't believe this. Dago said, Bubbly said she's in Layta. And yeah, we saw that, Debbie. Yeah, we looked it up. Bingo. That's what should have been put out there. If this is true, then they should have showed that instead of that. It's a joke. Just saying.
And all these court hearings that we've been to where we get new little nuggets, I would have thought maybe we would have heard about that by now.
I can't believe that it wasn't even a whisper rumor. You're right, especially with all the reporters that descended upon the story, finding every DoorDash driver in town. I know that we try to reach every DoorDash driver in town, but the problem is everybody, does side hustles with DoorDash. So it could have been anybody. And that was the problem with actually trying to find the person who did deliver the food that night. Okay, the question about this person in particular, MM, the woman in particular who's, told the police, I'm the one who's going to have to testify in this case. I'm the DoorDash driver. I can't imagine what it's like to be her because she had nothing to do.
Exactly, Vivian. And if they do, I won't believe it. No way in hell. Not unless you film yourself finding it, and even then I won't believe it. I won't. Because I'll just believe then that somebody put it there for them to go find. I'm just telling you guys. No way in hell will I believe if they find a weapon. Nope. No way. I'm calling bullshit on it right now.
Do with any of this. I'm sure she wants nothing to do with any of this. Like the stress and the frustration that this would have brought to her life, I'm sure is unthinkable. But she also may have the credibility issues, especially if there's a DUI in play or, drinking and she seemed to say on the body cam, it isn't the first time.
Yeah, and look, I feel terrible for her too, Ash. I mean, the fact that we've confirmed she is the DoorDash driver, and she was there at 4 a.m. just minutes before this brutal slaughter happened. That's a hard thing to deal with, I'm sure, and I feel very, very sorry for this woman. But in terms of credibility, I've seen the body camera video. She's pulled over, she's crying, she's had DUI in the past. They take her back to the station. She's emotional, she's distraught. And she says, and she's just telling this cop that I'm the witness from the Brian Kohberger case. I'm the DoorDash driver. I saw Brian. I parked right next to him. I'm just wondering, she was really the DoorDash driver, but like, maybe she thinks that she parked right next to him, but it wasn't actually him. I don't know. I just think about the credibility. And I go back to the point that how is this the first time we're hearing this story, and it's through this means, through a body camera video that's totally unrelated of this woman in a very, very desperate situation after she gets pulled over for DUI.
So what do you think just in terms of this hearing tomorrow? Look, like you said, your focus was all about the Dateline leaks and how the defense is just sort of apoplectic about how this information got out from under the gag. Now there's this, and it's out there. It's not a leak. It's just, people put things together. Is this going to have an effect potentially on tomorrow's hearing and the issue at hand, which is a delay in the upcoming August start?
I don't think so. I suspect this will not come up at the hearing. I do think it's going to be a bombshell hearing. I think it's going to be a really interesting, juicy hearing. I think that the judge is going to have to hear both sides about whether they want to delay. And I think he'll probably make a decision because they've already filed their briefs with their reasoning. But what I'm more interested in is at the last hearing, Ashley, you remember, he talked about wanting to bring on a special prosecutor to do an investigation to sniff out who the leaker is within law enforcement and figure out who leaked that information to Dateline. I think we're going to get an update on that. Are they going to bring in a special prosecutor now to have, could there be criminal charges? Have they figured out who this person is? They may have even figured it out by now. I'm very interested in all of that, which is gonna come out at this hearing tomorrow, Ashley.
Police never tracked her down. She had to contact them. Imagine that her claim of seeing Brian is true. And the cops were like, F it. Let's not even find her. Thank you, Heather. I love it. Yeah, imagine that. And if she could identify him, why didn't they arrest him that very day? That's interesting. The hearing is today. Debbie, I'm running a short morning show, and then we're rolling right into it. We're about 2 o'clock, so we're about done here.
And listen, everything in this case has been difficult to learn, but have you heard any rumblings of an investigation already? Like, have they been ferreting out who's spoken with whom? Have they confiscated cell phones and that sort of kind of, I hate to even suggest it, but asking people within the investigative circle, hand over your phones or we'll subpoena them and we'll search your history.
Well, we know that they asked everyone involved in the case and everyone in law enforcement involved in the case to save all of the records in their cell phones and emails so that they could go back and try to figure out who this leaker is. In terms of how the investigation has progressed, we don't know. That doesn't surprise me, though. I mean, this judge is serious, and he was serious before, and people were nervous to speak out before. I'll tell you, after the last hearing, I don't think we're going to know anything about that investigation. I think people are nervous, which is why I think it's going to be interesting tomorrow to finally find out what's been going on behind the scenes here, and will they in fact delay the trial because of this ongoing investigation into the leaker.
Wow. And then this weirdness that just sort of crops up the day before the hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously, don't make plans at this time tomorrow night, Brian Entin. You're the lead guest once we hear how the hearing goes. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for scrambling early to get that information up for us. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ash.
Brian Entin live in Boise. Get used to me saying that. Brian Entin live in Boise, because that's going to be a 4-month trial. Coming up next. Thinking the unthinkable in the retrial of Karen Read. Another day has come and gone without a verdict, but we did hear from the jury, and what they're saying is giving us a lot of shakes. Are we in for deja vu all over again? One of the deadlocked jurors from trial number 1 is with me after the break to read the tea leaves on the questions the jury just sent out. After a 7-week murder trial, 15 hours of deliberations is kind of nothing. unless the person on trial for a second time is Karen Reed, in which case I start to get a feeling in the pit of my stomach. The jury in today's Reed's do-over trial let the whole world know that they're struggling. They're apparently...
Sorry, you guys. I was reading something. My apologies. So, moving on. Yeah, I was trying to make sure that the show for the trial was scheduled too. So, sorry, guys. The knife will turn up, and Jack in the Box bag delivered to SG as soon. You probably ain't lying, Cat Lady. You probably are not lying at all. Y'all, hang on 1 minute here. Let's get this figured out. So I got to fix something else too that I realized last night. Thanks to the Blue Crew. I'm telling you guys, I couldn't do this without them. They keep me on my toes. They keep me on my toes. That they do. Chief's in the house tonight. Good to see you, Chief. All right, y'all. Let's see here. Time is it? Yep. Okay. All right. Pamela Smith, good to see you. So, I think that's going to do it. Like I said, it's a short version of the normal morning show just to give some updates on some other stuff. And, yes, I fixed that, Alicia, after yesterday, because I still don't know what happened. She was before under the other name, but yeah. And for some reason, she wasn't. I don't know what happened, but she's back in blue. Yes. Thank you, SRB, for pointing that out to me yesterday. And I don't know what happened with it, Heather. Why, but whatever. My apologies. It's fixed, and I'm so sorry. I wish you'd have said something to me yourself. Yeah, you better watch. Better behave now, because she got one of them wrenches, and that's dangerous as far as I'm concerned. You give Biff a wrench and watch out, as Sarge calls her Biff. Yes. So, like I said, is that Angel? Angel D's in the house. Yeah, like I said, Lucy was a mod here long time back and had been a mod. I just don't know why she didn't have it anymore. So I just fixed it. That's all. Good to see you, Specs. So, guys, thank you guys for being with us here this morning and starting the day off. Looking at some other updates going on around us in the world. Like I said, it's a short version of it. And once I end this, I already have the other show set up for 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be live following the trial in Idaho. Not trial, hearing in Idaho. I'm sorry, Brian Koberger's newest hearing, continuance hearing. The first half, like I said, is supposed to be open to the public for us to stream. Peaky, good morning. And the second half will be blacked out, and I pray that we will learn something. And once we start the trial, I'm starting early. Tomboy's in the house. Hey. We're starting early because I want to look at some of the documents, and just I want to be in here and ready to go when it's time. So appreciate that. So guys, don't go too far once I end this, because the other one's going to start right back after. And I would love to have you all here with me. The more the better. I think so too, in a sense, Vivian. I think they were harassing her. She seemed to be afraid of him. There's our tomboy. He might, Kara. He might. Donkey, you have some waffles, Donkey. Have some waffles, Donkey. Angel D, my love, wonderful to see you. Thank you for joining us from down under. Anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts, theories before we take our lunch break before the hearing? Thank you, Christy. Very much appreciated, dear. By the way, guys, once again, we never ever expect any kind of donations. It's never expected from any of you to be here, but if anybody should choose to donate and support our channel in that sense, via PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whatever you're doing, God knows, we'd appreciate it so very much. It does help to keep the channel moving. So thank you so very much. Yes, I'm kind of looking forward to doing a JFK thing myself. I love JFK stuff. Guys, I'm going to be doing a, believe it or not, some of you guys are probably going to be shocked. Some of you guys probably have no idea who I'm talking about. And some of you guys probably don't care, but I'm going to be looking into, just like I did with Brittany Murphy, I'm going to be looking into Kurt Cobain's situation. I don't do celebrities too often, guys, but I'm a fan of Kurt Cobain's, first of all. I'm being a musician. And I never liked how that situation went down. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a dive into the Kurt Cobain situation. If we find anything, we do. If we don't, then we don't. Either way, it's not hurt nothing. So I'm definitely looking into doing that. We're going to be doing JFK. And I got some other things in the books down the road that we're going to be looking into too that I think you guys might enjoy. He did not. That's right, Alicia. That's why we're looking into it. It was not a suicide. He was murdered. Find the interview of the guy who killed Oswald. Jack Ruby? He claims to have fired one of the shots that hit. Yes, I saw that interview before, Kara. Very interesting. Very interesting. Is that the cold case review? No, I have a bunch of different cold cases I'll be reviewing, Luz. I actually do a series in here. It's called Copying a Cold Case with Dago. And I haven't done it in a couple weeks. Well, about a month, actually, because this whole Idaho stuff popped back up, got important again. And so I may go back to that where I covered like really old cold cases, some newer ones. But either way, I got a lot of stuff planned for the future, folks. And I hope you're all here to do it with me. Show that teen spirit. That's right. Yeah, anything we do when we cover JFK is going to involve Marilyn Monroe, Mary Pinchot, Meyer, and Dorothy Kilgallen as well, because of things that they have looked into. Except Marilyn, we know who Marilyn, and some other things too, guys. Yes. Again, Heather, welcome back, dear. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I truly don't. We talked about it last night, SRB. We sorted it out. And I said, you know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm just going to fix it and put it back the way it's supposed to be. Where are you going? Where are you going? Be leaving me. I'm out. Biff is our muscle. That's right. Biff and Brandy together. Why kill Kurt? It's a good question. You want me to give you a little hint as to what I think it is? I think it involves Courtney Love Cobain. And we'll get into that when I cover it, guys. Definitely. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. It will be soon. Don't worry. King Christopher's in the house. Good to see you. That's very true, Contessa. So you know your JFK facts. El Deuce from The Mentor said he was offered the hit on. Yep. This is true, yeah, Christopher. So very sad, Melissa. Jackie had just returned from a yacht outing prior with her sister and a wealthy Greek. Wonder who that wealthy Greek was. It wasn't Mr. Onassis now, was it? Her future husband? Jeez. Gotta wonder. There's some pieces and parts of this that are always mixed up. Yes. Mr. very wealthy Aristotle Onassis, who was Miss Jackie's future husband. Very interesting, isn't it? It is interesting, isn't it? Makes you wonder. Because good old Jack was not quite the homebody himself. And, well, you never know, guys. We never know where that's going to lead us. Good to see you, Christopher. Yes, we'll be getting into all that stuff when that guy hits, guys. So once again, guys, thank you for joining me for this morning's quick morning show, guys. Much love to all of you. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other. Please look for it. Don't miss it. Come on back here shortly in just a short 20 minutes or so, and we will be live with the new hearing in Boise, Ada County, for Brian Kohberger in the Idaho 4 case, guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other. Don't change a thing. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Life's a journey. Let's make every moment shine. Together we share our hearts so intertwined. Each time you tune in, we're dancing in sync. With every story told, just let your soul think. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. Kick back, take a breath, leave your worries behind. This podcast is magic, a treasure you'll find. With every moment shared, we light up the way. Join us next time for more laughs and play. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. Kick back, take a breath, leave your worries behind. This podcast is magic, a treasure you'll find. With every moment shared, we light up the way. Join us next time for more laughs and play. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. So gather round, friends, it's time to reflect. In this joyful moment, what's next to connect? Let's cherish the laughter, the joy that we spread. Together we'll thrive until our hearts are fed. See you next time with stories anew. Can't wait to share more with all of you. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. So gather round, friends, it's time to reflect. In this joyful moment, what's next to connect? Let's cherish the laughter, the joy that we spread. Together we'll thrive until our hearts are fed. See you next time with stories anew. Can't wait to share more with all of you. See you next time with stories anew. Can't wait to share more with all of you.